Here at home, crime is trending down in Brookhaven. New numbers presented to City Council show that murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, theft, stolen cars, arsons, all down. They all dropped in 2025, and overall crime down 12%. Joining us now to talk more about that, Brookhaven Police Chief Brandon Gurley. Chief, great to have you. Welcome back to the show, sir. Okay, so, we last talked to you in January when these preliminary numbers came out, but this latest batch of data confirms crime down 12% last year. What do you attribute that to?
Well, we attribute it to several things. And, like we said before back in January, there's a lot of internal and external factors that go into crime increases or crime decreases. Here in Brookhaven, we choose to focus on what's in our control. And some of those things in our control is related to how we treat employees, how we look at retention, how we look at staffing. We've been very fortunate in the last going on 3 years to be at or near full staffing levels in our police department. The last 2 years in 2024, our turnover rate was 4.7%, and our turnover rate last year in 2025 was 4.5%. So historically low turnover rates in the department. And when you have full staffing, when you have officers and staff that want to police in their communities, who are taken care of, who are supported, we tend to see positive numbers like this. Our mayor and council has invested in our public safety initiatives. They've invested in technology. They've invested in resources. They've invested in our staff and our people that's contributed to those levels. And when you put all of this together into the picture, we believe that is what is helping us see success in this area.
Chief, you mentioned technology, drones, license plate readers. I know things you're investing in there. Can you give a specific example of how maybe those have helped in recent weeks?
Sure. So we have an expansive camera network in Brookhaven consisting of our cameras in the sky, our drone first responder program that's dispatched to 911 calls when they come in. Our response time is under 60 seconds to get eyes on scene through our drone first responder program, and that pilot can report back information to the ground units as they respond so that we arrive on scene with more intelligence, with higher situational awareness, so that when we have to make decisions quickly, we're making more informed decisions quickly. Our camera network and license plate readers help tell us when crime or criminal activity is coming into the city so that we can target our efforts and target our approach. For example, stolen cars that come into the city, we know that they're not coming in to do grocery shopping. They're coming in for other criminal activity most likely. And our license plate readers tell us where those stolen cars are at, where they're entering at, and we're able to saturate those areas, take offenders off the street before they commit the next theft, before they commit the next assault or homicide. And that targeted, proactive enforcement that's data-driven is another key factor that helps us keep criminals off the street so that they're not able to commit more crime.
Homicides last year, you just had two. You've already had two homicide victims this year, a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old in that double a couple weekends ago. But you guys made a couple arrests in that, too, over the weekend. Can you tell me about how that came about, the arrests?
Absolutely. We had a shooting between rival gang members here in the city a couple weeks ago. We were very quickly, through our camera network, able to identify the getaway vehicle and located that getaway vehicle within minutes of the shooting, just down the road from the incident location. And that piece of information, along with other information in the camera network in that area, was able to give investigators key leads on who was involved in what turned out to be a double homicide here in the city of Brookhaven in one incident. It led investigators all the way to Colquitt County, where we went with the help of the U.S. Marshals and the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office and apprehended two of the shooters in Colquitt County down in South Georgia, and located a third shooter still here in Brookhaven. Our investigators did an outstanding job tracking down those leads. I tell people all the time, the technology's great, but it's only as good as those who use it. And we have a team here that has that has just really invested themselves into this technology infrastructure to learn how it can help make their jobs easier. And they are embracing that, and they're using this technology to drum up leads, follow those leads, and take criminal actors off the street and hold them accountable when crime is committed here in Brookhaven.
Those cameras in the sky can't exactly replace the boots on the ground. I hear you there. So another crime potentially helped by the camera network that you mentioned there. You also mentioned it was rooted in rival street gang violence. How prevalent are street gangs in Brookhaven?
We border the city of Atlanta here on the north end of Atlanta, and we do see the same type of criminal activities that you see about and hear about in the big city. And so we do have that gang activity that spills over into our area. These gang members that had come up out of other areas of the state to Brookhaven was able to be identified in that camera network through the use of our technology, and we were able to track them back down in Colquitt County. But nonetheless, we're not exempt from criminal activity here in Brookhaven, but what we do is we implement tools and resources that allows us to identify and hold those criminal actors accountable when they do come into our city limits.
Chief, I believe it was the same day as that double homicide. You also had another unrelated shooting that day in another part of the city. A 75-year-old man shot outside of Kroger. And I should note, as far as I'm aware, these are the only 3 people shot in the city all year. But can you just fill me in on where that investigation stands, the one outside Kroger?
Sure, absolutely. So in Cherokee Plaza there behind the shopping center, 2 individuals near the dumpster area did get into an argument, and our investigation has informed us that that argument led to one of the 2 individuals pulling a handgun and firing a round and striking our victim. Our victim did survive the shooting and is recovering from that assault. We were able to use our camera network to pull images of the individual as they were leaving on foot from behind the plaza and then out onto Peachtree Road, where we continue to track their movements. We have released those images along with images of the face area to see if anyone recognizes either the gape in their walk or the best look that we have of their face. We're still trying to identify this individual. We have several leads as to who it may be, but we have not yet taken out arrest warrants on a suspect in this case. But I know that our investigators are close. And like we said back in January, this thing of public safety is not just on the shoulders of the police department. We are extremely thankful for the support of our community. And in Brookhaven, we know that we're better together, and our community leans on us and we lean on them. And it's through the tips that we've already received in from the community from these images that's give us the leads that we're following. And I feel confident that within the next few days, we'll be looking at arrest in that case as well.
We'll be watching for it, Chief. With what you know so far in this investigation, did these men know each other?
We do believe that they may know each other or have encountered each other in the past. That's really all that our investigators are comfortable with saying right now. As you know, with any investigation like this, as more facts come in through the course of the investigation, sometimes what we think we know early on changes. So although we believe that they may have known each other, we're still working to nail down those facts and determine exactly what the relationship was and exactly what led up to the shooting that took place.
All right, Chief, with those 2 recent examples, you point to the camera network as proving helpful to you there. You know, we had the Chamblee Police Chief on not too long ago, I think a couple weeks ago, talking about their recently unveiled Realtime Crime Center. I'm sure you work closely with them as crime travels in between cities. Is that something you'd be looking at for Brookhaven too, a Realtime Crime Center, or do you already have something very similar?
So we do already have something. We've been operating in a real-time crime center or real-time operations center type environment. What we are in the process of doing right now as we speak is we are remodeling an area of this building here at the public safety headquarters where we are going to be pulling in our real-time operations that's currently in place into a central hub, into a central location in our building, which is exactly what Chamblee, Chief DeEpa has done over at Chamblee, and other jurisdictions around us are seeing benefits by bringing pieces of the intelligence picture and putting them into a single working area, single working room, such as a real-time crime center, and sharing information more efficiently. So we'll have that opened by the summer, and we're excited about that. But we have been working in that real-time crime center environment for a couple of years now.
Chief, this might be my last question for you, although I could talk all day about what I'm seeing in these numbers. It's just fascinating to hear about what's working. Crime down 12%, but then I see that you had 14,000 more calls for service last year. How does that square? Calls up, but crime down.
So if you look closely at those numbers, we separated out what goes into the total calls for service. You have two factors in that number. You have citizen-initiated calls for service, which is someone calling 911 and asking for a police response, citizen-initiated. Then you have officer or police-initiated calls for service, and that's a separate number. Those two together give you that total calls for service number. In 2022, there were 22,706 citizen-initiated calls for service to the Brookhaven Police Department. In 2025, that number was down to only 21,015 citizen-initiated calls for service for the Brookhaven Police Department. Since 2020 to 2024, our population increased by 4.5%. We have more people living in Brookhaven, but yet crime is down, and the need for a citizen to call 911 is down. And we believe that happens because, again, it goes back to our technology. When technology such as license plate readers tells us that there's a stolen car or a fugitive entering the city, go get them, or there's a gunshot detection that tells us that there's a shooting in progress, so go to this area where the shooting's taking place before 911 is called, then we're able to get on scene faster, intercept criminal activity faster, through officer or police-initiated activities. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier, data-driven, targeted enforcement. And with higher full staffing levels, we have more officers on the ground to respond to these technology alerts. That has driven our officer-initiated numbers up, and it's allowed our citizen-initiated calls to come down along with crime in the city.
Very interesting. Chief Gurley, thank you for your time, and would love to, go ahead and pencil us in on your calendar for a mid-year check-in, would you?
That sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Brookhaven Police Chief Brandon Gurley talking about crime down 12%, and also giving us an important update in both that shooting outside Kroger and that double homicide, a couple big arrests there over the weekend.